Hey guys, Jonathan Feist here for DroneRush.com. We've got that new DJI Mavic Air in hand, so we took it outside. You've seen it already, but today let's focus on the camera. We've been having a lot of fun with this new drone. It's small, compact, folds down, extremely portable, and it flies quite nice. One of the biggest questions we get from most anybody right now is, which camera is better, the DJI Mavic Air or the older DJI Mavic Pro? It is the same 1/2.3-inch CMOS sensor at 12 megapixels, shoots 4K video at 30 frames per second. The largest difference is the older Mavic Pro shoots at 60 megabits per second of data rate. The upgrade to the Mavic Air brings us 100 megabits per second. Seems like just a weird number, but as I hope you see here today, and stay tuned for a full comparison of the Mavic Pro versus the Mavic Air, it's quite the upgrade. Bear with me as I run down the spec sheet for you. As I say, that's a 1/2.3-inch CMOS sensor, 12 megapixel photos, 4K video at up to 30 frames per second. You can also drop that to 25 or 24 frames. In the 2.7K video range, you can get 24, 25, 30, 48, 50, and 60 frames per second. Full HD flyers, you get 24, 25, 30, 48, 50, 60, and 120 frames per second. And if you drop it down to 720p, you're still topping out 120 frames. You're recording an MP4 or MOV with a H.264 or MPEG-4 codecs. Still images, like I say, shot at 12 megapixels. Specifically, in the 4:3 aspect ratio, you're looking at 4056 by 3040 pixels. Or if you like to shoot 16:9 like I do, that's 4056 by 2280. Single shots give you burst shooting at 3, 5, or 7 frames per second. This drone has auto exposure and auto focus for most things, so it's a little bit different than flying the Mavic Pro, but we'll talk about that specifically later. The biggest upgrade to the Mavic Air stills is HDR. This shoots multiple photos at different exposures and then blends them together to get that perfect shot. It's an f2.8 aperture with a shooting range of a minimum half a meter, and they call it a 35mm format equivalent at 24mm. Your field of view is 85 degrees. What you're seeing now is a little comparison of the Mavic Air to the Mavic Pro. We flew them side by side just to see what they would look like. You can see that there's not a whole lot of differences except for color specifically. And when we further explore these drones side by side, we'll be sure to zoom in on these photos and see how far they go before they become a pixelated mess. We were sure to try out the hand gestures on the Mavic Air, crediting that front camera for keeping us in view and locked on. It worked very smooth. We also tried out a few of those quick shot modes. Specifically wanted to try asteroid and boomerang. We're going to explore these modes a little bit more later. It's really interesting to see the result of the video after watching what the drone actually does to shoot it. Something really important to note, the internal 8 GB of storage on the Mavic Air is fast flash storage, able to record your video at that 100 megabits per second data rate. I've installed some Pro class micro SD cards into the drone. They're only able to shoot about 96 megabits per second, and the app is sure to point that out to me that they are slow recording. Luckily, I'm getting the full videos recorded in the end. Okay, let's just take a minute to sit back and watch this drone in action. I suspect you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. This unedited footage with no color correction, no white balance, shot completely at the full auto mode, is resulting in pretty great imagery actually. This is great for the price. We had a little instance out on the fly that the app crashed on us, and we had to fly blind with just the remote control. The drone performed perfectly well, but I realized there was minimal feedback from the drone and the remote to tell me if I was recording or not. It worked quite well, and I ended up catching some great footage as I brought the drone in for landing, but I wish I had a better indicator whether or not I was actually recording. I'll explore that a little bit more for our full review. All in all, with about a week of flying this drone, I'm quite impressed. The drone itself isn't quite as capable as I'm finding the DJI Mavic Pro, but the resulting imagery, speaking for itself, has been quite good. It'll be a tough task to decide whether or not the Mavic Pro or the Mavic Air is the better drone, but we truly think that the Mavic Air is the better camera for those of you that don't want to fiddle with settings and just take off and fly. Thanks for joining us, guys. Please give us that thumbs up if you like what you see here. Consider subscribing, hit that bell icon if you want to see what comes next. Next up should be our full review of the DJI Mavic Air. We're pretty excited. Thanks again all. Fly safe.